Jamaica stand up. Yeah. To our rude boys in the capital. Cure again. Find me up in Kingston, put me on your radar.
Hey guys, so I am back for my final video of 2014 and the year has flown by and everybody says that, but I am excited for 2015. 2015 is gonna bring big things to my personal life and to my YouTube life, so I look forward to sharing 2015 with you guys, and I want to thank you guys so much for 2014. It's been a great year. You guys have been really supportive. I love my, like, you don't know how much I love reading comments from you guys and just seeing that you guys enjoy my videos and that, you know, I'm not just talking to myself out there, because I watch my own videos. We're not going to lie to each other. I watch my own videos and I like my own videos, but it's good to know that I'm sharing that same kind of feeling with other people out there and the same interest, and I really love it. So enough of my blambling, blah blah blah. Enough of my blambling. What is blambling? Enough of my rambling. If you want to see this look, I'm gonna do a traditional tutorial with the eye makeup and then a get ready with me video for the face makeup, because I just talked you through it. I was a little bit chatty, and this is what, again, I am wearing for New Year's Eve, and it's a great look for any outfit, any special occasion, because it's sassy on the eyes but still very subtle, and then the lips, you can switch it up for any color that you want, any color that suits your mood, the occasion, or your outfit. Go for it, girls. So I'll talk to you guys in 2015 and stay tuned for the video. So here's an up close view of the look that we are going for, so let's just get right into it. I already filled in my brows, and then my next step is to apply my Urban Decay Primer Potion to help prevent creasing throughout the night. Next step would be applying a base, and for this I'm using my Lane Low Pro Longwear Paint Pot from MAC, and I'm just going to buff that over my lid up to my brow bone using a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. Next, I'm applying a base color in my crease and on my brow bone to help with blending, and this is Orange Soda from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and it's just a matte orangey toned beige color, and I'm applying that in my crease using my number 11 brush from Tom Ford, just getting a nice layer to help us with blending. Next, I'm grabbing a very light gray toned neutral. This is Stone, also from Anastasia, and I'm using the same Tom Ford large blending brush. I'm just going to apply that again in my crease, and this is going to build up depth, so I'm just going to use windshield wiper motions to build up some of that color in the crease. Next, I'm going to do some cheating, and I'm grabbing some Scotch tape and applying it at an angle on the outside edge of my eye. And this is going to help create a sharp line as well as help with blending, so I don't have to worry about creating a mess. Now I'm grabbing a deeper matte brown shade. This is the shade Fawn from Anastasia. And I'm applying that just on my outer lid area and using the tape as kind of a buffer zone. Now I'm going to deepen up the outer lid area with a deep dark brown shade. This is Rich Brown, also from Anastasia. It's just a matte dark brown. I'm applying that with a blending brush. This is the GSN number 10 brush from Chikuhodo. And I'm using kind of buffing circular motions to deposit that color just on the outer lid. Again, using that tape as our little barrier or little cheat guide. And just blend that color in until I get a nice fade onto the middle of the lid. Now I'm grabbing a clean blending brush. This is just my J5523 brush from Hakuhodo, and going along the edges of that color so I get a nice fade and there are no harsh lines. And it's best to go in with a clean blending brush to do that fade at the edges. Now I'm grabbing an even deeper brown. This is Deep Brown, also from Anastasia. It's just another matte dark brown shade, and it's a couple shades darker than Rich Brown, so I'm just going to go again with that blending brush, do the same circular motions to build up some depth on that outer lid area. I'm going in and just building up that color, so I'm adding a little bit more just to add that nice depth, and I'm creating kind of an outer C rather than an outer V. I'm trying to build up that color but still keep it pretty soft. Again, go back with that blending brush and blend out the edges. Now I'm going into my Tartelette palette, and I'm going to grab two ivory shades. This is Free Spirit and Super Mom, which are just pale ivory shades. And I'm going to pack that onto my lid and middle of my lid with my Tom Ford number 11 brush, the same brush we've been using, because I really want a light contrast on the middle of the lid and on the inner tear duct area. Then I'm going back in with some of the brown shades and just go ahead and build up the color again and blend it together with that ivory shade that we just put on the lid. And keep blending so there are no harsh lines. Everything is nice and seamless. I'm going back to my Tartelette palette and grabbing Free Spirit and Wonder again and blending them together to create a nice subtle highlight under my brow bone. And I'm applying that with my MAC 252 large paddle brush and blending it downwards. Now for the fun part, I'm going in with Truffle Glitter from Anastasia on a MAC 239, and I'm just going to blend that in kind of a diagonal direction on my outer lid, but keeping some of the matte dark colors still visible on the outer V area. So I'm just applying that color and pulling it downwards towards my lash line. And I'm grabbing Metal, which is a lighter pale gold glitter, and applying it just at the very edge of that darker bronze glitter. And then I'm going back in again with the dark brown shades on that brush. Then I'm going back in again with the dark brown shades on that blending brush just to make sure that we have some of the deep color on the outer lid area. And of course I'm going to go ahead and blend that in again, because I am not a fan of harsh lines. And I say I'm not a fan of harsh lines, meanwhile I remove the tape and there's this sharp, crisp line on my outer lid area. For any glitter fallout, I just grab another piece of Scotch tape and go over the areas where that glitter is just to pick it up and make sure it doesn't blend into my foundation. I'm going to grab Deep Brown again from Anastasia and apply that to my lower lash line using my MAC 212 Eye Definer brush just to smudge that into my lashes. And then I'm grabbing a matte black. This is Noir, also from Anastasia. Any matte black will do. Also on that definer brush, and going right against my lashes with that color to give it a really deep smoky effect. Now I'm going to go ahead and line my waterline using my Urban Decay 24/7 liner in the shade Perversion, which is a rich black shade. And I'm going to line my upper lash line using my Marc Jacobs Magic Marker Precision Pen in the shade Blacker. Just a very thin wing, nothing too crazy. And use that sharp edge as my guide on the outer lid area. Then it's time for mascara, and I'm going in with my tried and true Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. And make sure to get a good coat on those lower lashes as well. Then for my lashes, I'm going in with my Esqido Mink lashes in the style Lashmopolitan. And these are cat eye styled lashes. They're going to give me a nice elongated cat eye effect. They're not too thick or too long, but they're going to give me a nice effect on my eyes. So now the eyes are done. Let's move on to the rest of the face. So since this is a special occasion makeup look, I decided to do my entire foundation on camera. So first I'm going in with my primer, and this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Foundation Primer. And this one is actually really great for filling in pores, and it's mattifying, so it's really great for oily skin. And I usually just blend in my primer with my Oh My God foundation brush from IT Cosmetics. This is the number 106 brush. This is from the Airbrush collection, and I really like this brush because of the size of it. It's like a paddle foundation brush, but it's nice and fluffy. It would actually be really good for foundation as well. And I just buff that all the way into my skin so it's invisible. Then next I'm going in with my under eye concealer, and this is my Makeup Forever full cover concealer, and this one is foolproof. I love this concealer. It is in the shade number 12. I'm just gonna buff that in with my Zoeva concealer buffer brush. This is the number 142, and it's synthetic and it has a nice rounded shape, so it's great for getting under the eyes, not too close to my eyeshadow though. And I kind of pounce over my skin with this to buff it in, because I prefer to do tap-in motions to kind of pounce this concealer and to keep the pigmentation and opacity intact, so I'm not buffing it and creating a sheer effect. I'm really just pouncing it into my skin so it keeps that intensity and pigmentation. And then for my foundation, I've been really loving the Dior Star foundation. And I mix it with the Nude Foundation. In the Star, I'm shade 50, and then in the Nude, I'm using shade 41. And 41 is obviously lighter, so it lightens up the deeper shade because it's a little bit too deep for me. And I'm just blending that in with my Zoeva 104 foundation buffer brush. And this brush is actually really good for blending in foundation. It's better than the Sigma flat top kabuki because it doesn't shed, and it's actually much easier to wash and get like liquid foundation out of. So there's a little tip for you if you're looking into the Zoeva brushes. I will be doing a full review on the Zoeva brushes, but as you know, I like to do complete reviews, so I have to use them and get to know them a little better and put them through the ringer. And brushes are one of those things that I prefer to take my time with, because brushes, I like to check the longevity of them and how they hold up over time with washing and all that. So I don't rush brush reviews, but that will be coming up in the new year. It will be actually coming up pretty soon. I think I have a pretty good feel on the brushes and what I like and don't like about them, and the ones that I would recommend versus the ones that aren't so-so. But overall, if you were thinking about it, the Zoeva brushes are something that I would recommend. I'm grabbing my Shea Moisture concealer in the shade Waymay Bay Porcelain. This is just a light shade, and I like using this concealer for highlighting because I do not like harsh highlighting. I just think it looks so unnatural. It looks really weird in photos, especially when you use flash. And I know the center of your face is a little bit lighter than the rest of your face, but when it's so stark and extreme, it really doesn't look good to me. So I tend to go just a couple of shades, maybe a shade or two, nothing crazy, and it will look good in photos. Believe me, just a couple of shades will still have the effect that you're going for. And I'm just gonna run over that with the same foundation brush. I apply that under my eyes, just a little bit down the bridge of my nose, and then on the tip. And I don't know why I even separated the tip, because I'm blending everything together, right? But to me, this concealer blends in really well, and it's lightweight, and it's not too expensive. So that's what we'll have right there. And then for my contouring, I'm going to use my Fashion Fair Fast Finish Foundation stick in the shade Nutmeg. And I'm just doing a little bit more of an intense contour. Doing this down the bridge of my nose, so down the sides, and then in my nostril area, just to add some shade in and some definition to my nose to create a shape. And this is something that also in the hollows of my cheeks, in my forehead area. And this again is something that I think is just done way too intensely on a lot of people. I just find that people are doing the most, especially with the Instagram craze. Everybody's just doing the most with their makeup. So I don't like anything harsh. I go a couple of shades darker, and I use a cream product so I can blend it in with my liquid foundation. This again is a Zoeva defined buffer brush. It has an angle, and again I prefer this over the Sigma, and the quality is much better than the Sigma brushes. The synthetic brushes from Zoeva, if you want to sneak into my review, I would wholeheartedly recommend. I think they are divine. I think they work really well. They're really soft and they're synthetic, so you can use them with creams and liquids, and they work really well to buff out product. As you can see, I buffed out the color. It looks pretty natural and seamless on my skin, but I still have that highlighted and contoured effect without being like drag queen fabulous. And then for my nose contour, I'm grabbing a smaller synthetic brush. This is my It Cosmetics All Over Shadow Brush. This is from, again, ULTA, and it's from the airbrush line with ULTA. And this is number 119. And I'm just going over the contours that I created on my nose. And this is a great brush as well. There have been some great brushes that I've tried out this year. And I'm going to do an end of the year wrap-up video. I didn't do one last year, and it got so late in the year that I was like, forget it. I had like my products ready to go and talk about, but I was like, oh, by February I just gave up. So I will be doing one of those this year. I may be a little bit late. I'm hoping not to be. I'm hoping to get it out in January. But you know how that goes. And just blend out the edges of that contour so it's not too harsh. And I love these synthetic brushes because they're perfect for doing these, like doing the blend in with cream products. And I'm just going over that again with the bigger brush just to make sure that there are no harsh lines. So I still look like I have a nice contour, but it's not like, oh my god, look at her nose design. Alright, let me ask you this. So I'm going to be facetious for a minute, right? You ever seen this straight line like this down the bridge of these Instagram famous makeup artists? Like that? Like that line for real. Just that line. It not blend or nothing, and they keep the line there. Like, they legit keep the line there, and I'm like, wait, you're not gonna blend out the line? Like, it doesn't look good when the line is just there. And I know drag queens do it, and it looks great on them because that's what they're going for, the extreme. But on a regular woman's face, you don't need to do that. Just blend it out. Please blend it out. Oh, this is a great stick. This is the Anastasia Pro Pencil. It's an eyeshadow primer and color corrector. It's actually great just for that because you can do exactly that down the bridge of your nose, but don't forget to blend it in, please. Yeah, I'm gonna come up close so you can see my skin. Like, it looks so flawless but not overdone, and you can't see my lines. Like, I want you to see that you can't see my lines. I don't like seeing lines. Oh my god. So I'm grabbing my Guerlain Loose Mineral Powder. I love this powder. This again is one of my top favorites for 2014. You know what? I think it's more my holy grail, and I'm gonna probably just do that, like a top favorite products for 2014 along with holy grail products. And this powder is a gorgeous setting powder when you want a matte finish, but you want a natural matte finish where it's not gonna be caked on. It's really finely milled. It's Guerlain, so what do you expect? It's so finely milled, and it just blends into your foundation beautifully. It doesn't disturb it, change the color or anything. It's just really pretty. And this is my Tarte Airbuki brush. And just blend that in. And then I'm grabbing another favorite of mine. In case you haven't realized by now, in most of my videos I use the Makeup Forever Sculpting Kit. And these are fabulous products. I'm just emphasizing the contoured areas again with the darker shade, and then I'm grabbing the lighter shade and just stamping it on my highlighted areas in my forehead and down the bridge of my nose. Yep. And then a little under my eyes. Not too much, because the flashback in pictures is crazy when there's a crazy highlight under your eyes. So my tip is to be very light-handed with lighter powders and take a flash picture before you head out the door so you can see if you look crazy, because you don't want to look crazy in the pictures and they post it on Facebook and they tag you in it and you're like, no son, I've got to untag myself, come a little proper. No, not for the new year. So don't do it to yourself. Now for the blush, I'm going to use a more blush from NARS, and I don't hear a lot of people talk about this. This is a great matte dark girl friendly blush. it is a gorgeous look. It isn't too overwhelming, and it's neutral enough to go with any look. So that's why I love it. And I'm pulling out my day ones, you know. Can't forget your day ones. No new friends, no. And this is my Luxe Cheek Finish Brush from Zoeva. Again, another one of my recommendations if you are trying to get some Zoeva products. I have stuff to say about their shipping a little bit in my review video, so stay tuned for that. They don't have the best shipping, but it's decent, and I had a package that was lost, so I'll get into that. So you see, it's such a natural blush, and it works really well. So day one, don't let it go. And we're not done, because we need some shimmery highlight because it is New Year's Eve. So I'm going in with my ambient lighting palette, and I'm gonna grab, let's see, Radiant Light, which is the shimmery champagne shade. Again, a Zoeva brush. This is which one? The Luxe highlight brush. Perfect for this, what I'm using it for, right? And pop this highlight shade on top of, like, on the balls of my cheek right here. And oh my god, so pretty. I like the Hourglass ambient lighting powders because they give a nice subtle highlight. It's not too overwhelming, and again, you don't want to be too overwhelming because pictures, and I know people have been loving the Instagram shiny cheeks. Not my thing. So for my lips, I'm going in, I should put some balm on, but I'm going in with my Jane lipstick from NARS. I'm gonna go nude. I've been using red a lot, so I'm gonna do a nude lip. And you can use any lipstick for this look because it's such a neutral look. And these lipsticks, again, I have a review that I want to do. I sound like a broken record, but again, I love these lipsticks. The formula is amazing. They're very pricey, so I wouldn't say run out and get all of them, but they're, if you get a good shade, like a shade you'd wear all the time. Let's work that in. And I'm grabbing my Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in the shade. Which shade is this? Does she have the shade on this? What name? I don't remember the name. Whatever, the nude one. That's the drawback of these lip pencils. They don't have names on them. Just going along the edges. Just to deepen that up. And somebody asked me to do a trends of 2014, and I might actually do that because some of these trends have me dying, like, please stop. But I feel like I'm jumping on a bandwagon because a lot of people have done that kind of video. I'm gonna join another crowd thing, and I'm gonna like the crowd thing, so, but I'll see. Let me know if you guys want me to do that, because I did a video like that already and it got a great response. So it was 2020. I liked it, and not to make fun, not to make fun of anybody, but it was just to make fun, just to laugh at ourselves and the trends that we follow, and you know, people take it to the extreme and do crazy things. But yeah, I think that lip is nice. It's a nice neutral lip, so it's a bit orangey, isn't it? I like it. It look nice. See it there? I'm gonna go put some clothes on and stuff. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and got a little fancy with the hair, put some curls in it, put on some jewelry and a cute top to show you the final look. So here it is, and I absolutely love this. This is going to be my look for New Year's. I'm actually just doing a trial run right now. I'm going to change the lips and do a red lip because I am wearing a red dress. I'll try to get some footage of that. So follow me on Instagram if you want to see pictures of what I do wear for New Year's Eve. But this will be the makeup I'm wearing except for the lips. I'm going to switch it up. But I love how this came out, and the Anastasia single eyeshadows, I also have a video set up for that. I did all the swatches and everything, so I am set to do that review. And I can say right off the bat that the matte eyeshadows from Anastasia are top notch, the bomb. They're everything, okay? The other eyeshadows, you'll just wait for the review, so definitely make sure you subscribe so you can see the review for that. But yeah, I wish you guys a happy and healthy 2015. Please stay safe. Do not drink and drive. If you're drinking, get a designated driver or take a cab or, you know, public transportation, because I want you guys to survive and strive in 2015. So again, thank you guys so much for your support in 2014, and I can't wait to see what 2015 brings. It's gonna be a great year. I have so many things that I have planned in my head to do in my personal life and here on YouTube, so it's gonna be a great year. So hopefully you guys have a fantastic night for New Year's Eve, and I will talk to you in 2015. Bye.